Inequality Solutions. There are 4 inequalities that we're going to be working with. Less than, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal. The solution is the value of the variable that makes the inequality true. First, let's talk about the solution of an equation so we can understand the solution for an inequality. When we have an equation, x plus 5 equals 7. To solve for x, we subtract 5 on both sides, x equals 2. What this means is 2 is the only value we can plug in for x, add to 5 to get 7. So an equation has one solution. The value for x here is 2. Since there's only one solution, we don't need to graph or show that on a number line. I'm going to do it here just to demonstrate again what it means to be a solution. So on my number line, I'm going to have -2, 0, and 2. And since 2 is the solution, I'm going to put a solid dot over the 2 because it is the only solution there. All right, so the solution for an inequality. We're going to solve, subtract 5 on both sides, so x is greater than 2. This is saying that any number we pick that is bigger than 2, plug it in for x and add 5, we're going to get a number that's bigger than 7. So we can plug in 3, 4, 5, so on. So we have to show all of these many solutions. And we do that by using a number line. Well, I use the examples of 3, 4, and 5 as solutions, but anything bigger than 2, so 2.1, 2.001, 2.0001 are all solutions. So to show that on a number line, we're still going to use -2, 0, and 2 on the number line. This time 2, though, is not a solution. If I plug in 2 and add 5, I'm going to get 7. 7 is not greater than 7. I can't show the next smallest number after 2 on the number line. So to do that, I put an open dot above the 2 because 2 is not included in the solution. And then I need to draw an arrow in the direction of my solutions. So x has to be greater than 2. So the numbers are greater than 2 to the right. So you draw your arrow to the right, showing where your solutions are. So if this had been x plus 5 is less than or equal to 7, we would solve the same way. Subtract 5 on both sides. So x is less than or equal to 2. This time, 2 is included in the solution. Because if we plug in 2, 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 is not less than 7, but it is equal to 7. So that or equal part tells us then that just like when it was an equation, we got to use that solid dot to show the solution. So we're going to put a solid dot above the -2, and this time x has to be less than 2. So the numbers are less than 2 to the left. So you draw your arrow to the left. Now please, please, please do not take the shortcut and think that you draw your arrow in the direction that the inequality is pointing. Many students try to do that, and you'll run into trouble if you ever end up with a problem that looks like this. 2 greater than or equal to x. This is the same inequality as the one above. I've just kind of rearranged it. And if I was following that wrong idea of just drawing the inequality arrow the way the inequality is pointing, I would draw my arrow to the right. But again, it's not what you do. This is a solid dot above the 2. And when you look at this, 2 is the bigger number. So that means x has to be smaller. So once again, the numbers are smaller to the left. You always think about where the numbers are either bigger or smaller in relation to what you have here.